Hi, and welcome to the tutorial on adding samples. Before I go through this, I want to firstly show you how to edit the user fields. If you go File, Setup, and down to User Fields, it will bring up this box. As you can see, you have 10 text boxes that are drop down. So for instance, if you want to know your patient's gender, use the title as gender, click on the dotted box, and then you can add new data. So this will be the drop-down data selection that you add. As you can see here, we have a little box with an M in it. If this is highlighted red, this will mean that when you're in the sample adding it, this information is mandatory. So this must be filled in by the technician. The following 5 are text fields. So for instance, maybe additional notes, just a couple of words. And again, these can be made mandatory. You then have 3 numeric fields and 2 date fields. These are all searchable files. Once you've finished in here, just click OK. Right, on to adding a sample. If you click on New, this will bring up the sample information box. So in here you can see you have project name. If you just select on your project, sample type. Now if you're scrolling down here and think it doesn't have my sample type that I need, all you need to do is click on this little box here and you can add another one. You then have other fields such as batch number, external reference number. This might just be a patient ID number or hospital reference that you just want linked to the software. Mass is a mandatory field, so please put something in here. If you don't wish to just put the sample into the booking in area, you may just select on here and put it straight into a freezer that you've already created. You then have a notes section. Many people find this useful, copying and pasting from a Word document, for instance, just so that you have your notes to hand on the sample information rather than having multiple pieces of software open. At the bottom of the page, you can see your user definable area. Again, your 10 drop-down boxes, 5 text boxes, 3 numeric, and 2 dates. The mandatory ones come up red. So the user of the software can see it very clearly that these must be filled in. The top right hand corner, you can see that we have sample document links or batch document links. This is simply a tool so you can add a document to the sample or to a batch of samples. For instance, maybe a patient consent form, so that you can easily recall this if needed. Once you've filled in all this information, all you need to do then is click Add, and the sample will be added. If you have multiple samples, you could click Add and Duplicate, and maybe add 10 samples and then just edit the information of each individual sample just slightly afterwards. As you can see, if you do not fill in all the mandatory fields, it will say that you must go back and fill these in. Then you press OK and the sample will have been created successfully. At which point it will ask you if you want to print a label for the sample. The sample has now been added and is sat just here. This is the end of this tutorial, and the next tutorial will be on moving, booking in and out, and retiring and disposing of samples.